to you a few verses here from the third chapter of James. James 3. It says, "My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. Behold, we put bits in the horse's mouth, and that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. Behold also the ships, which though they be great, and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listeth. Even so, the tongue is a little member, and boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter is a little fire kindleth. The tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among the members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell." I think we'll stop right here. Lord, add blessing to the reading of His holy word. I love this chapter, or this book of James. It's so, well, I guess he wrote it for me. But it covers so much and it's so practical. And this lesson this morning is, as we read it, he says, "Be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation." How many times have we met somebody or know somebody, and brother, you just can't mention anything to them they don't know. They can tell you, it doesn't make any difference if you're talking what your subject is or who it is or this, that, and they know all about it. And they can tell you, yep, I'll jump right in there, and first thing you know, you're just so confused, you don't know what's going on. Because they have so much to try to tell you, and really, it gets confusing. Although they do know what they're talking about, but yet, what does it do to the person that doesn't know what they're doing? And doesn't know what they're saying? Well, that's what it says here. He says that, "Be not the masters, not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation." Yes, even in conversations with people that really are well up on it, but hey, you say, "I'm glad to get away from him. I'm glad to get away from her. I'm glad how in the world do people put up with that?" Yeah. But it's condemnation, you see. It's condemnation because of that. And also, he says, "For the many things we offend all." As we try to do the work, and there's so many things we can do. God has blessed most of us with the knowledge of many things. He's allowed us that we could step into a different surroundings and a different job or something like that and pick it up real quick. He has blessed us to that point. But he also says that with all this knowledge, that it can get confusing. The tongue, he goes in. He's speaking here of our daily life, our daily conversations with different people, or what have you. But he says here that we put bits in the horses' mouths, that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. Bits in horses' mouths. Y'all familiar with bits in horses' mouths? There's several different kinds of bits to go in a horse's mouth. There are some of them that are just straight bar across, maybe with the hinge in the middle, but they're very soft, I might say, on the horse's mouth. And if a horse is really obedient and easily trained and everything, that's all you ever need. It's very light, just a very light tug on one side or the other, and he'll obey. But then there's others, man, they have their own will. And they just, you couldn't train them with anything. You beat them with a club and it's been done. But they also have a bit that goes in that horse's mouth that is quite harsh. That when it's turned, pulled on a little bit, it hurts the horse's mouth. And it gets his attention pretty quick. So that's the kind of a bit that has to be used in a horse that is a little bit disobedient or has his own will or what have you. But anyhow, you get the point that it takes something to get his attention. Well, and doing so, that horse obeys you. And you're able to control it. A horse's mouth. He also says there, behold also the ships, which though they be great and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listeth. Great ships. You ever wonder why that these big ships, at that time he was talking about probably one of the sails and all that, but did you ever wonder just how in the world they could control that thing and make it go where they wanted to, just by moving a stick at that time in the back of the boat, and then move that stick one way or the other, and the ship would turn. And regardless of how big that ship was, the rudder, or whatever they call it, was just small. But yet, that small part that was in that ship, it can turn that whole ship and put it where they would. Although the wind would be blowing and all the guys against it, still yet it would work. They could move that ship and guide it around simply by a little tiny rudder in the back. Just a little. He said, helm. Okay. But you know what I'm talking about? It's that small thing in the back that can guide that ship, that can turn it around. Even so, the tongue is a little member, and boasteth great things. Behold how great a matter a little fire kindleth. Wow. That tongue, of ours, it can control our whole body. He says it can kindle us a great fire. Well, we know that if you do the wrong thing, if you tell the wrong story, if you lie a little bit about this, that, and the other thing, it can cause a lot of problems. That we can say things at times that can cause a real big disturbance. Accusations from one to another can cause problems. How many people, probably everyone sitting in this room, have at one time or another been accused of something that was wrong, that you did not do? False accusation. Somebody spoke with a tongue that set up a fire. It did, because it was wrong and it was accusing. But the point is this, that very small member, maybe that person that spoke up against you, that accused you of something that was wrong, was quite jealous. Jealous of you, and know that they could not meet up with your standard. They couldn't live up to what you are. So what do? They speak evil against you to try to put you down to their level. Huh? Build up a fire. Yes. They try to put you down to their level. And that true, again, that little tongue can cause a great fire. We read there in those verses how the tongue can control the whole body. We can control beasts of the field, birds, serpents of the sea, tame and hath made tame. How many times? I talked to someone the other day with my brother, and he said that it's amazing how that you can take animals and you can train them to do about anything you want them to do, simply by giving them food. You can train birds and dogs and cats and everything you can possibly think of, some harder than others, but you can train them to do things simply by offering a food, a reward. If they did it right, you give them a reward. If they didn't, hey, going back to do it again. But they learn. They learn by something very small. Well, folks, let me tell you, that pertains to us exactly in our Christian life. We can have a life that we can have a tongue that can kill us, it can make us, or it can break us in a matter of seconds. How many times have you said, I'm going to turn the tables now on you. How many times have you said something to somebody that you wish you had never said? Every one of us is guilty of it. It's just like a fire that proceedeth out of the mouth, the tongue that we rules. We say things, but it's just like an arrow from a bow or a bullet from a gun. Once that tongue has started it out, it cannot be stopped. It goes directly where we had it aimed. Yes, we had it aimed. See, not God, but God can interfere with it, and He can divert it. You believe it? There's been many people spared the evil that was spoken of them because God intervened first. Yes, it reminds me of a story that was not much of a story. A lady came to me and she said, I want to apologize to you. I said, well, what for? You never done that to me. She said, I spoke evil to you. And she said, it was wrong. She said, I was wrong. I was thinking or accusing, and she said, I was wrong. I apologize. So you see, God intervened. And He diverted that around. I didn't even know what you were talking about. Still yet don't. Point is that once we say something with this little tongue, it's going out and it's either going to hurt, it's going to set a fire, it's going to cause a problem, or it's going to bless. It's our choice. Which, as was said here, even in the grocery store line or wherever, you'll hear somebody say, God bless you. I hear it a lot. It's good to hear it. Do they really know what they're saying? Do they really know what it means to say, God bless you? Well, I've heard it said that blessings is God's business, not ours. That we don't have the right to ask a blessing upon those that are not ready and willing to accept it. You ever think about that? Those that are working evil, those that are living a life of hell, serving the devil, Can you walk up and say, God bless you for it? You can't do it. You can't ask God to bless. You can ask God to lay a hand on them and change them. Absolutely. But not to bless them. So, gotta watch it. The tongue. Yes, that tongue can cause us a lot of problems. We can get in trouble real quick. Just like the ship that was controlled by the little helm in the back. Or the horse, almighty, that's been controlled by the bit in his mouth. God has bits for every one of us. He's got bits for every one of us to control us. Some of us accept pretty easily because we are soft in the heart and ready for what He has for us, and it doesn't take a whole lot. We have a soft bit. And when He guides us with that soft bit, we respond exactly to what because we have a soft mouth. Yeah. We do. We're easy. Boy, there's some of them that you can't hardly convince that's all they are, as hard as got stony hearts, and I don't want to hear it. Yeah, you start to speak to them about Jesus Christ and salvation, and say, oh, that's a bunch of baloney.
Don't you try to save me.
Don't you try to save me. No. You stay out of my life. I'll take care of everything I want. They got a hard mouth. Yes. And sometimes when God gets there and wants to get their attention, He has to put a bit in there, boy, that really does bite. And when He jerks the line on it, you talk about the pain and the suffering. Yes, it's right there. That's exactly what's happening right today into a lot of people. They're suffering with a hard mouth, with a hard heart. God is trying to very much to get their attention, and still yet they're rebelling. It takes a hard bit. But He will. Even that horse that is so encouraged can be tamed by a hard bit. Reminds me of back years and years ago when I was younger. I got to think about that the other day. You know, that's been, I was younger, that's been 70 years ago. You realize that? It's been 70 years ago. Okay. But we had basketball games where they rode donkeys. You ever go to those? Yeah, donkey ball games. And those donkeys would go around. If they got too tame, he'd prod them a little bit with that electric, and they'd jump and kick and carry on and all like that. But yes, those donkeys can be tamed down to if they're as mild as what Christ sat on that day when He rode in that triumphant day. That donkey was tamed. Yes. Folks, we try our very best. And there's people out in this world, there's people that you'll meet, there's people that you'll talk to this week probably that have a very soft mouth. They need just a little bit of guidance. Just a little bit. You and I can supply it. Then you'll find that one that's very tough. You'll find that one that, like Tom said, try to save me. Yeah. You'll find them coming. You can pull on that bit. Just simply by something you'll do that God will prompt you to say, God will prompt you to do. He will tell you exactly what's needed. All cases are different. Yes. And with that hard bit in his mouth, well, you pull a little bit, it hurts that horse. You cause it to, I don't know, maybe cause it to bleed. tug on that thing, it stays with you. Through that mouth. Sometimes that little bit of word that you and I can deliver to somebody is just like that tug. It may not control right at the time, but it'll be there. You'll have to remember that that little spot in his mouth from tug on the ring. And when you and I meet these people with a hard mouth, just give them a little touch. They'll remember it. Down the road when things get a little worse than it is now, or probably whatever, they'll one night be laying there in the bed and thinking about all their problems and all this, that, and the other thing, and they'll say, that person that I talked to the other day said something to me. I think they knew what they were talking about. They told me that Jesus can take care of your problems. I think I'll give it a try. You see. Sometimes the action is delayed. Sometimes it takes a lot of pulling. But eventually, except we be so stubborn that we never, ever, ever turn. Ignore. Hard heart. But just remember one thing. When you give a tug on that ring, it leaves an impression that they're going to have to deal with. Father, we thank you. We praise you. We ask you, Father, that you would just look upon us here this morning, O God, and although we be so inadequate in words, and Lord, so small in your sight, but we pray, God, that by something that we might do or we might say, might help someone in a troubled time, might help someone to completely give themselves to you. Someone, oh Lord, that just requires a little nudge. Maybe it's just that little smile that we give. We don't know, Lord, but we ask you to lead us and to guide us, to show us what we must do.